Hey everyone, to the parents out there, Year 5 parents, my name's Mr. Boyer
And I'm Miss Agala.
we are the Year 5 teachers for this year, and we just thought we'd send you out a quick little video to let you know what's been happening in Year 5 so far, and just to give you a little bit of information about the school and Year 5. So I teach, well, it says 5C there. I used to be 5C, but I'm 5B now, and Miss Agala teaches 5A. I also have in my class Mrs. Zakari, who comes in on Thursdays for about 3/4 of the day. And she's also in there on Friday mornings, and she works with 5B class.
And we also have Mrs. Jaya. She's our teacher's aide for Year 5. So she just goes into both classes to help out.
This is information that you've probably already heard before, but we're just going to remind you that if at any time you need to contact any of the Year 5 teachers, the best way to do that is to call the office. The ladies will take your details and we'll give you a call back as soon as we can. We also strongly recommend that you download the School Bag app if you don't have it already. A lot of communication gets pushed out using School Bag app, so we don't want you missing out on anything. And if you're not on Facebook, where have you been? Come on, get on. The school posts a lot of photos on Facebook, and that's the best way to just keep in touch with what's been happening at St Francis.
So some of the extracurricular activities that we have in Year 5 include Japanese. So that's on Monday with Mrs. Cox. On Tuesday mornings, we have band with Captivate, and they've been pretty hyped up about that. Excited to get the new instruments next week. And on Wednesdays, they have health and sports with Mr. A and Mrs. Griffiths.
Year 5 is a big year, Naplan year. Unfortunately, COVID prevented Naplan from happening last year, but it's definitely going to be on this year. And it is for our Year 5 students. It will be held, we're thinking it's still going to be in term 2, week 3. All of the Naplan tests will be online this year. So even the writing, the kids will be typing. We've been doing a lot of typing practice in class, and a lot of, we'll be doing an online Naplan practice test in the upcoming weeks, just so the kids are familiar with how it looks and the format of it all. We want you to know that we don't put a lot of emphasis on Naplan as being a big assessment for the kids. We don't want to stress them out with the test or put any unneeded pressure on them. Yes, it gives us valuable data and it gives you valuable data, but it's really just one assessment that at St Francis we use with many other assessments. And yeah, let's not stress too much about it. It's not going to decide your child's future on this one little test. But we do work really, really hard, and we do expect some really good results from this group of kids this year. They're pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Homework, everyone's favorite topic. Our expectation is that the kids read every night. That's across the school. That's the one thing that is non-negotiable. We do visit the library and give the kids the opportunity to borrow books, but we also encourage them to read anything that they are interested in. I remember when my kids were in Year 5, they were great readers, but they just wanted to read Pokemon books. And there's no problem with that because that was their interest. So yeah, we strongly encourage them reading every night. We send home a little homework sheet at the beginning of the year. Hopefully your kids are working through some of those tasks and ticking them off. There's tasks on Study Ladder that they can access. But the biggest thing that we want the kids to do is to get outside and enjoy the opportunity to be kids, get outside and play, learn new things, have different experiences, develop friendships, use their imagination and things like that. There'll be plenty of time for the real homework when they get into high school.
So another thing that we do or have in Year 5 are name sticks. So each child has a name on a paddle pop stick. This makes sure that every student is ready to share, whether it's something that they've written down or something to share for maths. And it also prevents the same child answering all the questions.
Everyone's accountable. Everyone has to be prepared to have an answer. No one can fly under the radar in year 5. Here we go. This is a fun one for the parents and the students. Yeah, put yourselves in our position. Sometimes we walk into the classroom after lunchtime. We've got 40 odd year 5 kids beginning puberty for some of them, and it can get quite stinky in the classroom. So we strongly advise you to have conversations with your children about possibly using some deodorant, and that's obviously your choice, but they're getting to the age now where their bodies are changing and they may feel a bit self-conscious about what's happening, and just the simple thing of adding deodorant might just help them get through this. If you guys haven't been to school for such a long time, year 5, we're in the library now. The library has been converted into 2 learning spaces. So there's year 5 and year 6. We've got big full floor to ceiling partitions. So we're well separated from the year 6 students. This is my classroom and our little learning space that we have. It's a bit pokey, but we've got beautiful light coming in, and we can open up the doors and the windows and get some lovely fresh air. This is the 5A learning space.
So this is the other section of year 5. We're enjoying our little corner here. We're right next to year 6. And as you can see, we've been doing a lot of learning. It's already week 7, and all our artworks and everything that we've been doing is up on our wall.
Yeah, we've got great room to display things. This is our shared space, so running through the full length of the room, and lots of different places for the kids to learn. We utilize the lounges for reading group activities, but also the kids can move to the lounges to do some work. We've got other little desks that they can use for little breakout activities as well. And you'll see that we spread out and use the whole space throughout the day.
All right, so for religion, our big focus has been knowing what our purpose in life is. So we looked at our gifts and talents and exploring how we can use that to enhance other people's lives. And we'll also be looking at how the gifts of the Holy Spirit can help us flourish. For literacy, so we've been focusing on persuasive text. So we're looking at different components of how to write a persuasive text, looking at different structures, vocabulary, and how to write a very structured paragraph. And our next unit will be looking at imaginative writing. And a big focus for literacy as well has been spelling. So we've been introducing different spelling strategies that they can use to help them spell difficult words. And we've also been making sure that they're proactive spellers, so identifying their own spelling mistakes and using those strategies to help them become better spellers.
Maths, everyone's favorite subject. We love maths in year 5. We do different unit every week, different strand. The tasks have been challenging for the students, but highly enjoyable as well. We've been looking at many different strategies. As you can see, we've explored different strategies for multiplication, and yeah, it's going to be a fun year of mathematics ahead.
So for science, we've been looking at living things and what their structural features, behavioral features, and what they have to help them survive. At the moment, they're in the process of an inquiry unit where they're looking at different animals and their needs and replicating their habitat into zoo enclosures.
History and geography. We started off the term doing history. Hopefully your child was coming home and telling you all about the colonies in Australia and how they developed and what their purposes were. We moved on from just knowing that Sydney was a colony in 1788, and we looked at all the different colonies around Australia and the impact that colonisation had on the Indigenous people. We've just started our geography unit, and it's all about bushfires, and we're learning how to be safe and act in a bushfire, and we're also going to be learning about some historical bushfire events in Australia.
So for creative arts, we've been doing a bit of drama, and for visual arts, we've been looking at 1-point perspectives. These are just some examples of some amazing artworks that's been happening. And yeah.
I think you'll agree with me. Those artworks look fantastic, very creative. So yeah, we've had a great time in Year 5. We've got some other pictures of the boys and girls in the classroom. As you can see, lots of happy, smiling faces, lots of productive work happening, and we've had a fantastic year so far. And we are really, really excited for the year ahead, and we know that it's going to be fantastic. So nice to say hello to everyone back at home, all of the parents and friends and carers, and we hope you're happy and healthy, and thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching.
See you later.
I don't have much to say.